Is it possible to run faster at a slow heart rate? I've been there and I signed up for the t-shirt and I did it last year. This video series that I'm going to create is going to document my journey coming back from an injury to get the same results, if not better, that I did last year. And I'm going to do all that using the Maffetone Method, right? AKA MAF Training, AKA slow heart rate training, right? What are the benefits of running this way, right? I love running. I love running a lot. And the benefits of running are there for me, right? I enjoy being a vegan runner, a plant-based runner. I find that my recovery happens very quickly. Running at a low heart rate, AKA heart rate training, right? I've seen great results over the last year. Now you're seeing me very vulnerable, seeing if I can do it again. And for me, that's enjoyment. I love doing these videos. I love sharing this with all of you. You may be just starting out on your Maffetone training. You may be a beginner, right? This may be all new for you. But guess what? It's not new to me. And I'm gonna share my journey with you. I'm coming off an injury and no running for about 2.5 months. Before that, I was off and on for about 3 months, recovering after my ultra marathon. Now, I find myself in this position of figuring out what my training is going to look like. And hopefully you get something out of it, guys, because I can't keep doing what I was doing before. So how am I gonna do it? What's it all gonna look like? Well, let's talk about it today, guys. So where am I gonna start? What is my beginning point? And what is my training actually gonna look like? That's a very good question. So I've been giving it a lot of thought. It's gonna look like something like this. To fix the problem, you have to address the issue. So what is the issue? Well, the issue is I'm coming back from an injury. My fitness has really gone down. I want to get faster running at a low heart rate. I know it works. That's the issue. My numbers are off and I need to fix them. I'm running because I want to get faster. Yes, I have a joy of running. That is part of it. However, I want to be able to run faster so that way I can run with my buddies when COVID is over. That's a good enough reason, isn't it? Understanding my interest. Now, understanding my interest is interesting because I have an interest in running faster. I want to be able to run with my buddies when COVID is over. That is a given. I want to be able to run without being winded. I want to be able to enjoy the running process all at the same time, running at a low heart rate. Now, is that going to be the end all and be all? No, there's going to be other types of training involved. Question of the day, how long have you been training using the Maffetone Method? Comment below, guys. Love to read all your comments. Solutions. So there are a number of solutions to my problem. One is I could go out and run fast every single day. Is that smart? No. Can I go out and run at a low heart rate and gradually build up to a longer distance like I did last year using the Maffetone Method? Yes. Can I go out and do 80-20? 80% MAF, 20% speed? Yeah, I can do that too. There's a lot of solutions. What am I gonna choose as my preference? Well, I'm choosing what's worked in the past, and that is Maffetone Method training, right? 180 minus my age, right? That's the method that I'm gonna go with. How long am I gonna do this method for? Well, I guess there has to be a point in this, right? I guess we're gonna have to put a stake in the ground and say, I'm gonna do this for 3 months, right? I'm gonna run slow for 3 months. So if I look at it, 3 months takes me what? May, June, July. So in July, what am I gonna do? Switch day in 80-20, right? 80% MAF, 20% speed work, tempos, threshold, right? That's what I'll switch to in July. So I've got a clear path when it comes to my options. So I'm gonna document my journey. That is a way that I can stay on track, motivate myself, see if things are working, and if they're not working, make some adjustments. I also think it's really cool to be able to document it, because anytime that I'm struggling or going through emotion of I'm playing the pity party, I can just look back on these and see how far I've come. My previous videos have helped me, and it's helping me make this video right now. And you know what? At the end of the day, if it inspires you to get out and run just for the joy of it, or if you want to get faster and you want to take this approach, so be it. And if you don't, that's also cool too. I'm just a real estate agent exploring the joys of running, and this is just one of the things that I enjoy. I'm going to agree on the contingency plans. I'm also going to agree on monitoring and reevaluating where things are during this training block, so to speak, right? So I guess the first step I need to know is, where is my fitness? Where do I stand right now? And what are the benchmarks that I'm looking for? The first way of fixing a problem is acknowledging that you do have a problem. Acceptance is the key. Second is knowing what happened. How did I get from there to here?
Where does it say that every year you have to reduce your heart rate by 1 beat? In the big book of endurance training and racing, what I talk about there is that we keep that 180 minus the age formula. You're feeling good and you're getting faster at that heart rate. Then about every 3 to 5 years, you might have to reduce that MAF heart rate by a beat or two, depending on your condition. If you've been doing well for those 3 to 5 years, then you wouldn't reduce it as much. But if you are not doing well, then the aging factor is maybe catching up, so you might have to reduce it more. The bottom line is that when you do make an adjustment, you're going to follow your MAF test to see if indeed you've reduced it and allowed your body to get faster at that same heart rate. The idea of reducing your heart rate every year is absolutely not true.
I just want to look at the data and know where I am, so that way I've got a starting point so you guys can follow along, whether you are new to Maffetone training, whether you've given up, whether you've gotten injured, or whether you've been doing this for a long time. It really doesn't matter. This is my journey. This is what I'm documenting, and this is what I want to bring people along on this journey to help inspire you, right? To help you say, look, you know what? I could do it too. Right? Like, I was like Dave, or I'm not like Dave, or whatever it is, right? Like, I just want to show people that. So I'm going to show you where I was last year on my last MAF test. And I think this was my last MAF test. I'm looking at the numbers, and anyways, it's the best I could find. So with this one here, I was on a track. Okay. So This is a test I did. I was quite happy with 5:59 average, but you can never take things on an average. But what I look at is my relative effort, because Strava will give you that based on your heart rate and things of that nature. So here I have my heart rate reserve, and it's 70% of my max. Okay. Now I'm okay with that. This was a good test. My average power was 258. So this was good, and the temperature was 9 degrees, right? And it was sunny, and it was enjoyable. Now, when I look at the laps, right? So I had already warmed up. I had already gone out and done like a 15-minute warm up, and this is what my kind of test showed. Now I started off, right? First kilometer was a 5:42, 5:40 or 5:56, 5:58. So it's kind of going down. Or when I say going down, my pace is slowing. My heart rate is relative, My pace is basically the same, right? So 140, 140, 140, and there was a 135 in there. Now this was all flat, right? There was no change whatsoever in this. So today, yes, it wasn't ideal and it wasn't perfect, and I was on the road and this was a total impromptu run. So if I look at how I did today, so like I said in my title, right? To fix the problem, you have to admit there is a problem. And this is just step one. So it was hard because my pace was probably 9 seconds faster per kilometer, but there was a massive relative effort. There was 81 before. This was 166. So I used that as a number looking forward. I never looked at my heart rate at all. Okay, I didn't look at it. I just went for a run, and I used pace, right? I wanted to see where I was pace-wise. So here I'm looking at, my heart rate reserve was 86%, okay? And over here, my average power was 277, all right? So I'm looking at this going, all right, temperature, right? Temperature was sunny, right? It was 4 degrees. So yeah, it was a little bit cooler than the 9. Okay. And if I hop back over here, my power on this one showed up as 258, and my power, it was 277 on this one. And I believe the reason for that is because there was hills. Now, 86% is 16% more on my heart rate reserve. So again, just looking at, I can't really compare it exactly the same. But now if I look at my laps on where I was, so after my first couple, this is kind of like more, I treated as kind of a warm up. And so if I take kilometer 3, 4, and 5, right, and use that, now again, it's hard because I've got a little bit of downhill, right? And then I got a little bit of an uphill. Nothing too crazy, but I was a 539, 532, and a 540. Yes, it was a little bit faster. However, my heart rate on these, okay, was 159, 158, 163. So what that tells me is basically my heart rate is 20 to 25 beats higher than it was last year when I was running. Okay, so I've got a little bit of work to do, but at least I've got a baseline. I know where I'm coming from. I know what things look like, and I'm not freaking out. This is me sharing with you, right, my comeback, right? This is my comeback after my injury. As you can see from the results from my run, I am nowhere near where I was in October of last year. But that's okay, right? I've got a base built up somewhere inside me, and I know it's going to take a little bit of time to get there. But at least I know where I stand right now. And that's a good thing, because at least I know, and I'm not wondering, and I'm not obsessing and things like that. Whether it works for me a second time round or it doesn't, but I think we all know that it's going to work. I want to make very clear what this series is going to be all about. It's going to take a little bit of hard work to get to where I need to go, but I've been there before, and I know I can do it again. You gotta do the heavy lifting every now and then, guys. And so my heavy lifting is coming to the realization that I am not getting any younger. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to give up trying to improve my fitness, my health, my endurance, my speed, and lifting a little bit of rocks. Okay, let's get out and run. Enough lifting these heavy things. Oh. That's why we've got heavy lifting machinery for that kind of stuff. We need to talk about diet. Diet is like religion. And like politics, it is very hot topic. People don't necessarily want to be told what they should eat, just like who they should vote for and what religion you should follow. Well, I have learned over the years that you can't please everybody. And I used to be a people pleaser, and I know where that takes me. Now, for me, I know what happens when I eat a lot of, you know, I'm going to use the word carbohydrates, but carbohydrates are in so many different things. So my problem when people use, you know, carbohydrates and protein and fat, you know, what does that actually mean to the average person who just wants to change their diet? So when I say carbs, I'm talking about the pastas, talking about the cookies, I'm talking about the muffins, the croissants. I'm not talking about giving up broccoli or cauliflower or tomatoes or spinach, right? Those all have carbohydrates in them, but I'm not talking about giving those up. With regards to fats, am I gonna stay away from, you know, fat-free yogurt and things like that? No, I don't have a yogurt. Others who do, that's cool. For me, when it comes to fat, I like avocado. I never used to like avocado, but now I do. So I'll throw in an avocado into my smoothie. Will I still have oatmeal? Yeah, I'm still gonna have oatmeal and blueberries. I love that, right? So the diet side of things is gonna be plant-based, right? I don't like eating meat anymore, right? That's not something that I like. However, if you like meat, that's perfectly fine. I just choose not to. It will also be intermittent fasting, okay? So I'll probably start eating about, you know, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'll cut it off at about, you know, 7 o'clock at night, okay? So that's my window, right? From 1 to 7 will be my window to eat. The rest of the time, there's gonna be no food. I've got some weight I have to lose, and I know how to do that. I've been there, I've done it, I've signed up, I've got the t-shirt for it. Plan in motion, nothing stops me. It's my problem is coming up with the plan at the beginning. That's always been my problem. So once I've got a plan in place, it's good, it's easy, it's good for me to stick to. I wouldn't say it's always easy, but it's easier when I've got that plan on paper and ready to go. So now that I know where my numbers are, right? Now that I've identified the foods obviously I'm gonna eat, right? How I'm gonna train, what does that look like? I'll bring you along. Hopefully it'll be fun, hopefully it'll be enjoyable, hopefully you will get something from it, hopefully you will learn something from it. Again, I'm not a coach, right? I'm not a nutritionist, right? I'm not a doctor, I'm not any of those things. I'm just a guy who's trying to better himself each and every day. But when I get injured, that's when things kind of fall apart for me. So you're seeing me at my most vulnerable. You're seeing me, you know, own up to what's happened to me. You're seeing me raw and saying, okay, you know, let's hold Dave accountable. Let's lift him up. Let's, you know, cheer him on down this road, right? And I started the channel as a way to document my running, to inspire others, and for my viewers to hold me accountable. You know, when I slip up, if they see something going on, or if they hear something in my words, right? I forgot to tell you, I'm getting vaccinated on Monday. So yay, I'm very excited. And for everyone that's been vaccinated so far, comment below and let me know how things went. Which one did you get and what side effects did you have? I'm not too sure which one I'm getting, but I'll let you know on Thursday's video. Like I always say, get out and run.